Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by our newest sponsor, Shin Waders.
It's available for pre-sale today, I guess. We're doing this on a Tuesday, so
shinwaders.com.
That's a good question. That is a very good question. But I know that they're available for pre-sale right now when you're listening to this episode. Shingear.com.
Shingear.com. Check out Shin Waders and tell me the boys over at the Big Honker Podcast sent you. The regular old Jeff Stanfield and the world famous Andy Shaver.
That's right. That's right. Be tough to beat their. I had fucking guys messaging me all weekend about that. It's going to be tough to beat their. If they stand behind their gear like they say they're going to, they're going to be hard to beat.
Yes, I agree. I think they're going to be very, very successful. It's good.
Number
to see
one, I mean, if they're so much more durable, being made out of nylon than out of polyester. Number one, I got more fucking flack when that episode dropped because like the first little bit is hard to hear. You'd have thought that I just picked the biggest sin, and you'd have thought that's what I'd done.
I'm not going to say anything, but someone suggested let's start over.
You did.
And you said, it'd be all right.
I was overconfident in my abilities as a sound technician.
You ran out of talent real fast, didn't you?
Real fucking quick. You separate the men from the boys. I was fucking adding bass and treble and taking shit away and reducing noise, and it was...
You worked your butt off of that week doing that.
That was bad. I ended up doing was I ended up cutting a lot out of it. But yeah, you said, listen, let's just start over. We're only 10 minutes in. And I was like, I got this shit. I'm a fucking sound tech.
I'm going to tell you that I had a guy ask me about it the other day. He goes, what do you really think? I said, listen, if you'd have told me 5 years ago that Boss Ammo would be Boss Ammo, I wouldn't have believed it. If you'd have told me that Dive Bomb was going to revolutionize the decoy business, I wouldn't have believed it. So why would you not think that it's everything? There's room for improvement, and they've got an improved product that people use every single day.
Yeah.
There's guys that don't ever go waterfowl hunting without putting on a pair of waders. And if the most important thing is to keep your ass dry and warm, it looks to me like that's a perfect solution to buy a product that's really, really good that revolutionizes that.
Yeah.
Instead of putting on the old shitty. There's so many guys that go to hunt and they're like, fuck, I put on waders. Mm-hmm. And now they won't have that issue. So, anyways, go check them out at shingear.com.
Chene.
Yes, Shingear, the Kunas spelling for Shin. That's not it? What is it?
I don't know what it is, but that's not it.
Oh, that sounds that way, though.
Why wouldn't you just say, why wouldn't you just write it Shin?
I don't know. Let's talk about our great state of Texas.
Oh, boy.
Do you see where our Democratic politicians are going to lose a vote? So they just get on a plane, a private jet, and they fly to Washington, D.C. to avoid having to vote.
Abbott said when they land back in Texas, they're getting arrested.
They're going to put arrest warrants out for them right now in Washington, D.C. Now, do I think a liberal police department is going to do it? Because it's an arrestable offense.
To skip out on a vote?
Yes. I don't know what the rule is. I've never skipped out on vote because I've had enough balls. Even when I voted on something I knew I was going to lose, I stood up and voted the way I thought I would.
What is the vote even for?
Voter ID law.
Oh.
The same people that have to show a fucking ID to get on an airplane.
Right.
Or an ID to buy that beer they had on them on the plane. But they have a problem with voting with a voter ID. I don't get it.
And they're going to fucking get arrested for it.
Yeah. What gets me is the Texas Democrats have done this more than once. This is like the third or fourth time they've done this shit. Have some fucking nuts. If you go vote and you're in Texas, it's controlled by the Republicans. If you don't like it, move to fucking California, and then you can be the one getting to vote all the shit you want all the time. But don't act like you're doing the world a favor, because the majority of the people are Republicans. We want voter ID laws. Mm-hmm. This is the state of Texas. If you don't like it, move somewhere else. But quit acting like you're some fucking hero and listen to the media tell you're hero. And I don't understand why it's a sin to have to show a fucking ID to vote.
This here says, oh, sorry, wrong one. This here, I'll X out of this. This here says they're going to stay there till August 6th.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
till
supposedly,
after the vote. Why the fuck you got to go 3 weeks in advance?
Because,
or a month in
they were
advance?
going to vote today.
But why they're going to stay? It says they're going to stay until August 6th or 7th.
Well, They won't make it that far up there. I don't know what's going to happen on the deal, but what we need to do is we need to pass a law in the state of Texas that says if you go vote and you run away from your vote, you lose your job.
Sure.
They shouldn't be paid anyways. It's typical politics, and I'm so sick of this shit. And the Republicans aren't any better than the Democrats are and shit. They're the biggest. They're a bunch of fucking crooks also. Best thing happened to the United States of America is if they were in court session one day in Washington, D.C., and they had every politician in the United States under one building, and someone would blow that fucker up.
You keep saying that.
Do you disagree?
That's pretty extreme.
No. You could go to Walmart's. I hate Walmart's and randomly pick 600 people up out of a crowd at a Walmart, and you'd have better than what you have now by the people we've voted in.
Yeah. Well, you're a pretty tough critic.
And they're going to Washington. Who paid for the $100,000 fucking jet that they flew in?
Why weren't they wearing masks
Yeah,
on the plane?
Because you have to on federal. You have to. Everybody else does. I'm assuming because it was a private plane.
Federal air, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's typical bullshit though. And the Democrats have lost their base too. They can say what they want to, but they don't have the old time base they used to. But they control the media.
They say all this shit going on in Florida is really going to hurt them. I mean, not Florida, Cuba.
Yeah, shit.
Cuba. Libertard.
You know,
whatever the fuck they say.
Where's AOC and Bernie at? They want to be a communist country. Why aren't they down there telling them people they don't? Them people in Cuba got it good.
You got it perfect down here, guys.
You know, fuck. You got free health care and you get free education.
That's right.
You can't buy a loaf of bread, but you got a master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But they're saying that is really going to hurt the Democrats in Florida. The Cuba deal will.
Oh yeah, the Cubans they like Trump and they like the conservative deals. They like DeSantis. They don't like the fucking Democrats. They don't like Bernie Sanders.
Did you know Trump was at the UFC?
Uh-huh.
I missed that part.
Well, you were talking.
Well,
there was a good chance of that. And how about let's talk about old fucking one-leg McGregor.
He got cheered, I guess.
Big time. They started chanting America, America, America.
Really?
Yeah.
That was in Nevada also.
I saw where
all the places.
I saw where John, what's the kid's name that's got the movie coming out called Stillwater? Is it Matt Damon?
Yep.
Now all of a sudden he's realizing that Trump people aren't such bad people.
What did he say?
That's what he said. That Trump people are not as bad a people as he thought they were. You know, he's out of fucking California, and I guess he was in Stillwater, Oklahoma, doing some filming, and he was around a bunch of conservatives.
Fuck him.
I'm not a Matt Damon fan either.
The role was eye-opening.
Yep. Yeah, he was around people that fucking have a job and pay their bills, and they love God and they love America. That's key. You can't say that about your party you vote on.
Right. Stillwater. Now, is this a true story or is this some bullshit?
I think it is a true story. I'm sure that I'm sure it's been like
oil rig worker Bill Baker. We got a Bill Baker in our town. I don't know if it's true or not then. It says on Friday, Damon said Baker absolutely would have supported Trump. Or I wonder if it's at a different time, huh?
No, it was just like 4 or 5 years ago, but the guy would be a Trump supporter.
Did the guy die? Like, what are we getting at here?
No, the guy went to he's a felon. He can't vote. And they asked him if you'd read the whole thing, but you just like pick and choose.
I skim. I try to get done fast. That way we don't have all this fucking dead air for people that are listening. I try to get to the meat of it, Jeff.
Someone asked him, said, "Did you vote for Donald Trump?" He said, "No, I couldn't vote. I was a felon." Oh. And Matt Damon said, if he would have voted, he would have voted for. If he could have voted, he would have voted for Trump. Absolutely.
Why was he a felon?
Well, yeah, don't say that.
I'm not going to watch that movie, though.
I have no idea. I'm not watching anything from Hollywood. So
nothing from Hollywood?
I don't watch any movies.
Really? So you're not going to watch the new Sopranos spinoff movie on HBO Max? That was produced in Hollywood.
I don't know if I am or not.
See there, I
haven't watched a movie in a long time.
You're boycotting.
I didn't say I'm boycotting. I said I'm.
What would you want to call it then? If you say you're not watching a movie from Hollywood, what do you want to call it then? If it's not a boycott.
Well, I'm not.
I
didn't boycott and say I'm never watching again. I just don't watch anything from Hollywood. I haven't watched a new movie in forever.
You said I'm not watching anything that comes out of Hollywood.
Well, I haven't. How do you know The Sopranos isn't in New Jersey or New York?
What? So now, oh my God, Jeff.
I have watched Netflix. I've been watching Downton Abbey.
No, that probably didn't come from Hollywood.
Not come from London. I'm assuming.
You're probably right there.
Very,
Are you going to watch the new
very good
Outer
series.
Banks in a couple weeks? That probably was produced in Hollywood.
Or in North Carolina. I probably will watch it because I like the first one. I'm not watching Matt Damon and shit.
That's fine.
I'm not watching fucking George Clooney. You know? There's some actors I'm not watching. I don't give a shit what they come out with. I have a hard time watching Yellowstone because I think Kevin Costner is a twat waffle.
You know, I'm a whole season behind, and I've got like no real like urgency to watch it.
When's it come out, the new one?
No, I haven't. I didn't watch last season.
Oh, I watched all but the last episode because I knew what happened, and I never did watch it. I was gone that night.
Oh, it's fine. I don't know. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with like binging stuff like that because a little bit of that shitty Kevin Costner tough guy stuff goes a long way for me.
He'd get his ass whipped out here by a real cowboy in about 5 minutes.
In a fucking heartbeat.
He plays Clay Reed on TV.
But he's not Clay Reed.
No, not at all.
But like
Clay's not as pretty as Kevin Costner is.
No, absolutely. But like if I watch 2 or 3 episodes, I'm kind of like, I'm good for another couple of months.
But
people are fucking gaga over that thing.
Costner portrays the guy that's our neighbor out here. A lot of them.
Right.
Guys that we have that I see all the time.
Well, I don't know.
Hold on, I got to get this.
Phone's ringing?
Yeah. Hello?
You say he's like guys out here, but I don't know if people out here are fucking having other people bumped off.
Well, I'm talking about let's say Rip then. Personifies a tough, outdoor, cowboy, gritty guy. And we've got a ton of them out this way. Not tons, but we have them.
Right.
In real life, those guys are not like that, especially Kevin Costner. And I'm not saying that about the guy that plays Rip. I can't think of his name right now.
Cole Hauser.
Cole Hauser. I don't know what Cole's like. I think Cole's a conservative and hunts and stuff. But Kevin Costner's a liberal prick. But he plays a really good he plays a role that people like.
But like I said, just a little bit of that show, it goes a long way for me.
I like the show. The trashy bar whore daughter of his reminds me of a girl I went to school with, down to the whore part. So that's it's a pretty interesting show. I like the show. It's a good show. It's good for TV.
Can you binge watch it though, or do you watch it weekly as it comes out?
The first time I watched the first series, we watched at my the in-laws or my brother and sister-in-law's house on Christmas Eve or something. For some reason, we watched about two or three shows that night, and I was like, something's pretty good. So I went home and me and Mom watched the rest of it on Christmas Day. The first season. The second season we would watch every day when it come on, and then the third season we watched it, and they keep delaying the fourth one. Now I'm interested in the fourth season because it's going to be in our backyard, some of it.
I think it's a small fraction, like a little scene.
But then they're going to go back to doing the new 4/6s is going to be a whole new series that's out here, and the guy who's the rights and produces the show just bought the ranch next to us. I mean, you can see it from out the window right here. So it's interesting, but it's a good show. It's good entertainment. And there's not a lot of things on TV. That's about the only thing I watch on TV.
That was, I think, what led to part of its success was it came on in the summertime.
Yep.
How's it going to compete against the big boys in the fall lineup?
What the fuck is a fall lineup anyways? I don't watch no fall TV
you're
in the fall.
competing against, that's when every big TV show releases their season.
Historically, yes. But what are they now? Mr. Know-It-All, right now. Tell me the top 5 shows on TV. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I couldn't even fucking guess. I have no clue because I don't watch regular TV. Is Big Bang Theory even on still?
No.
Okay. Chicago ER, one of them?
Probably. Oh, yeah. Everybody loves Chicago shows. I don't know how The Walking Dead does. That's about the only show that I watch.
Is it still on TV?
This is the last year. It starts in August.
They're finally running out of live people.
It's gone about 2 years too long.
Okay. That show freaked me out, so I don't watch it no more. And it was the same shit over and over again. They don't use common sense, so I lost interest in it.
Well, no horror show.
Why the fuck did they ever leave the tank? Should have never left the tank.
It runs out of gas.
But there's no shows on TV. I couldn't tell you a top show right now that's on TV. That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter. Sports is the best thing on TV. I bet more people watch NFL football on Sunday than they do anything on TV during the week.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's not even close. But anyway, I mean, I don't know what night they're going to put it on. Let's see. Top shows in the fall.
That's 2020.
Well, do you think much is going to be Much is going to be different?
Yeah, they probably took some shit off. Tim Allen's show was really good.
See, and that was another.
It's the first one, the first clip. Well, there you go. That was a show, and they took it off there now too.
Yeah, but I think it went too long. Also,
It was okay, but I lost interest in it. Also,
top new shows: Animal Kingdom. I've heard that's really good.
That's not even. That's not on regular TV though.
That's not on TNT. Are you sure?
I've heard that's real good. And I don't even know what it's about, but it sounded like something I'd be interested in.
Miracle Workers, Love Island, Big Brother. It's still going. Gossip Girls, Real Housewives of the Potomac.
Oh, that's be the Washington D.C. horrors there. See, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing on TV that's any fucking good.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I watch Netflix or
agree.
sports. I watch sports or Netflix. There ain't nothing in between.
No.
I mean, I don't. I just don't have any reason to watch anything else. Let's talk about Canada a minute.
Okay.
So a guy put on, I don't know if it was our page or on Hardcore Waterfowler, that he was looking for a place to hunt because Canada wasn't going to be open again. So I looked it up, and I can't find nothing that says it. They said they're going to release something July 21st, but I guess Trudeau got on TV and said that he was not interested with the new, what's the new variant called, Delta?
Delta?
That he was not interested in open up our border.
Right.
Basically, if you're not going to have our fucking pipeline, fuck you, America.
Well.
But he's also running for election, and his liberal base up there, they love Trudeau. I went to in college. I knew a girl from Vancouver. She's on my Facebook, and her husband and her family are all card carrying liberal fucks, and they are all about the mask, being locked up at home, and everything else. And her husband's a fucking doctor.
Well, sure. I mean, does that surprise you?
Well, I figured he had some brains.
4 days ago, CNN.com, Canada will not open its borders
to non-essential employees.
To non-essential unvaccinated visitors for quite a while. So, does that mean if you have your vaccine, you can? Now, I have gotten a bunch of messages on this, and I have gotten...
Are they close to all the same, or are they different messages?
I got one that is for one camp, and then I've got some that are for the other camp. One gentleman thinks...
When you say camp, what do you mean?
A guy messaged me and said that he doesn't see it opening, and then I had others that were like, no, for vaccinated people it'll probably be open. At this point, I don't think it really fucking matters. We're getting late into the game. I mean, if it's August 20th, it's going to be hard for a lot of people to go that aren't do-it-yourselfers. One guy, I'll see if I can find his message.
If you're going to get on a fucking airplane right now, because I just got our airplane tickets to go to Maine for this fall. Shoo! Airplane tickets are getting ridiculous.
Okay. This guy said he's got insider info, Jeff.
That means he knows some asshole like you or me.
Insider info.
Okay, so this is what your insider info. That's what I'm saying.
This is the inside of the inside, basically. You are past the clitoris and you're to the good stuff. You're to the meat of it. American travelers will have to be vaccinated. As of right now, you can do a 3-day quarantine either at a hotel, $2,000, the option that y'all had mentioned. Even now, you can apply for special permission to skip quarantines. It has been granted to 80% of travelers who apply. In order to skip quarantine right now, you need to be double vaccinated, have negative tests upon entry, and a specific plan upon arrival. That's probably, he said he would leave out hunting. Say you're there for legal reasons or a funeral, blah, 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 blah. He didn't say I couldn't say any of this on the podcast, so I'm assuming it's okay.
Just don't mention his name.
I'm not going to.
So if you're going to go see some bunch of dead birds' funeral, you can.
July 20th is the next announcement. I predict is you will still have the same. You will still have to be vaccinated, but the quarantine restrictions will slowly begin to ease as you approach the fall. The Blue Jays are set to start playing in Toronto again July 30th, Toronto being the last major city in North America to be under lockdown. And they're expecting full reopening August 13th-ish. So he's saying Canada will be good to go as long as you kind of have your ducks in a row and don't tell them you're up there for hunting.
I'm going to look, just because I'm curious, I'm going to look see what an airplane ticket is right now to there.
My boy McGregor.
He was getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, but...
He was getting his ass whooped.
In the first round he was. There were still 4 more rounds to go.
Well, they only fought one round.
Listen, he did that stupid choke, which I don't understand why. I guess I do. But that's not his game. So, like, had he not gone for that choke, they would have stayed standing up for most of the first round, and I think it's a different fight then. They said that he probably had a hairline fracture going into the fight.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. They, what the fuck just popped up over there? They, I guess sometime in camp, he did a kick or something, and on that leg, they took him for x-rays, and the coach said it potentially showed something. Now, that leads me to believe, like, motherfuckers knew there was probably something broken in there. Conor doesn't pull out of fights, though. He won the title with a torn ACL.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a tough bastard, and he's a fucking bastard, too. When after he called that guy's wife a hoe after he broke his fucking leg, you should have come over and just beat the fuck out of him right on top of Joe Rogan.
How about that? The guy's got a fractured leg, and Joe Rogan has to go in for an interview?
That's what Joe Rogan makes $50,000 a night for.
Yeah, but the UFC should have a policy like, listen, if he's laid out, maybe we'll skip it.
I'm sure he wanted it.
Listen, the guy's wife is in Conor's DMs. Like, what do you want him to do?
How do you know that?
Conor released it. Whatever her name, Poirier, wants to send you a message.
Well, that don't mean she wants to see me. She wants to say, I hope you die, you cocksucker.
That's ugly of you to say, Jeff.
I know.
Poirier says that's what pissed him off more than anything. The wife stuff didn't really bother him. It was when Conor said that he was going to kill him in the octagon. That's what pissed him off. Listen, they're going to do it a fourth time if Conor's leg heals up. So,
you think that's going to happen? You think they'll fight again?
Yeah, I think if Conor can, he will. That's a pretty gruesome injury.
He's a tough son of a bitch. There's no doubt about it.
And they showed it. So what they think happened is he threw like a front kick or whatever, and Poirier kind of checked it, and his elbow came down, and you can see it in slow-mo. They think that's what cracked it. He stepped back, and then stepped back again after trading jabs, and it was fucking gross, though. Whew. They showed it about 50 million times. But other than that, I mean, it wasn't really all that great of a card, I didn't think.
I thought it was what's his name got his ass beat, the
that was
ex-Dallas
funny.
Cowboy football player?
On, like, not even a hard shot. Just dotted his fucking eyeball. Somebody said that is for women everywhere.
He got his ass whooped. He got his ass spanked.
And then the guy, I didn't realize this because we were talking. We didn't have the volume up or anything. That guy came out to a Spice Girls song, whipped a wife beater's ass, and then shotgunned a beer out of a fucking tennis shoe.
God, a couple of people's tennis shoes.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
It's about $1,200 round trip right now to Canada, just a plane ticket per person.
Is that good or bad?
That's expensive.
Is it?
Fuck yeah, I flew from Lubbock to Saskatoon a couple years ago for $250 round trip or some shit. It's really expensive. Flights are expensive right now anyways. I don't know if they're running a limited number of them. Plus, there's no chance or no doubt if you get on an airplane, you're going to be able to go to where you're going anyways with your shit.
Yeah.
Short-handed like everybody else is. What's your I just saw the new 10-day forecast for our area.
Mm-hmm.
Below average.
Yep.
Are we going to go through July without a 100-degree day?
Yes.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. We're going to get them in September.
No, I said July.
Yeah, we're going to get all those 100-degree days in September.
Okay, well, because we're looking at late July now and still not over 100 degrees. That's crazy.
Not only that, you're looking at late July and it only being in the 80s.
And rainy.
And rainy.
Fuck, we had, you said the other day that.
I was going to bring up the rain, but we can skip it.
We had 4 inches of rain in Knox City the other night.
Bum.
We did.
If you say so.
After you put that video out there, I've been embarrassed deeply. And I was embarrassed about that.
You're the one that said it.
When our own preacher comments on stuff, it's not right.
Been there, man. Been there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. We got water everywhere. If we can just get some old man winter, we should be set and ready to go.
A lot of corn here, a lot of water. I wonder what the North Dakota drought is going to play a huge factor.
I don't know if it will. I was talking to Kaufman.
Why is that?
He said the big bodies of water still have water.
No, I'm talking about the food. There's areas that don't have a lot
He
of
said
food.
in South Dakota, most of their stuff's irrigated.
So South Dakota is going to hold a lot of birds in.
His prediction is, and he's working for Flatland Flyways this year, the big bodies of water will be good. They're going to have crops. So, like, just going to be, like, bigger concentrations of birds and is kind of the way he figures it playing out. Instead of all these little pockets of birds that are going to be spread out with all the water, they're going to be condensed. So it might make his life a little bit easier.
Well, what I'm getting at is North Dakota is going to change stuff if there's no food up there and water. Now, there's going to be the big bodies of water, like you said. The Missouri River's still going. There's going to be water. But if there's a lot of areas that don't have a lot of food, those birds are going to skip somewhere else. I don't know what the water situation or the food situation is around Devil's Lake. Devil's Lake's got water. It ain't going dry. So that's Austin's thoughts there is going to be the same. But if there's not a lot of food up there, how many of those birds are going to move because there's not a lot of food sources? Or are they going to change in places that historically have held a lot of birds? Those birds are going to be 200 or 300 miles off somewhere else.
It could be. I don't know. Like I said, last year I was 100% sure with Canada being closed, that was going to change things. It didn't change anything for the good, so
no, but
if
we would have had some winter last year.
Going out of the prediction game slowly but surely.
If we would have had some winter last year, the Canada deal would have changed a little bit. But we didn't have any winter. Now, Joe Bastardi says we're going to have another big front like we did this last winter. I hope it happens in November.
Well, that's a problem. I'm sure we will in February.
I know. I'm hoping it's in November, though. Yeah, we don't need another February two-week polar freeze.
No, we don't. Who would you say the greatest guitar player is?
Eddie Van Halen or Jimi Hendrix?
From the 80s.
Eddie Van Halen.
See, I would say Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix was dead in the 80s.
But then I would say... No, I understand. If we were going all time, I would say Jimi Hendrix. 80s, Prince.
No, but he's up there.
Prince.
No, he's up there, though.
I watched a video.
Oh, God almighty. Andy's an expert on fucking 80s music.
Oh, my goodness. That motherfucker.
Prince was a hell of a musician.
It's insane. See, have you heard the song Creep? It was like in the 90s. I think it was a 90s song. He did that.
By TLC?
No.
They had Creep?
Yeah, they did, but it wasn't that. But anyway, Prince does the guitar for it. Blow you away. Blow you fucking away. Eddie Van Halen never did anything else like that.
Huh?
Did he play anybody else's songs and just rip them to shreds?
Well, go ahead. I'm fixing to educate you. You hear that noise? Sounds like a school bell because there's education coming on, so just listen up.
Okay.
You ever heard of a guy named Michael Jackson?
Yes.
You ever hear the guitar solo in Beat It? Oh, you haven't? Well, there's a guy named Eddie Van Halen that played that.
Beat It has a guitar solo?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying. Beat It has a guitar solo.
Beat It Van Halen solo. Yep.
I don't know if YouTube will allow this or not.
Yeah.
But we'll try. Probably be demonetized, but whatever. We'll let this play. That's it. Why is it not working on this?
The greatest rock and roll guitarist of all time.
That's the...
I guess people would say Randy Rhoads is also up there.
That's in Beat It?
Uh-huh.
Beat It. See, I think Prince can do that. Prince can do that with his eyes closed.
Okay. You just asked if Eddie Van Halen ever played something besides fucking rock and roll. Yeah, he's in
But
Beat
that
It.
was his. He did that. Why is it not playing on here? Huh. That's weird that it's not playing on over this.
Well, that would be Michael Jackson's song, and that is Eddie Van Halen, who I think is the greatest rock and roll guitar player of my lifetime.
Of your lifetime?
Of lifetime. I would say I would not be. I was not a hair band guy. I mean, I did because I grew up in the time and I liked that kind of music. But I think Prince was a hell of a. I'm not saying Prince wasn't good because Prince was really good. Prince has a lot of guitar. Plays a hell of a guitar in Purple Rain.
I'll skip forward because I was listening to this on the fucking way out here. Just fucking getting it. He's a weird dude, though.
So was Eddie Van Halen. But Eddie Van Halen was a better musician.
I don't know.
I think so. But Prince was good. I'm not knocking Prince. I like Prince, too. But I think that Eddie Van Halen was the best guitar player. Some people say Randy Rhoads was better.
See, I don't even know who
Randy Rhoads played with Ozzy Osbourne and got killed in a plane crash one morning.
Really?
He was fucking good, too. There's been a lot of them. Slash is a hell of a guitar player.
Well, what about AC/DC, the Angus guy?
I think he was the third one on their deal. I don't know. AC/DC's pulled a lot of people through there. There's a lot of good ones. That's what I'm saying. Eddie Van Halen was in the top 1%er. I mean, and it's going to be arguable. The guy from Metallica. I mean, there's a lot of good guitar guys out there, but I think that Eddie Van Halen was the greatest
top guitarist. We'll just
of all time. First one.
I bet it's going to be Van Halen. Don't you figure?
You asked me earlier who I thought it was. Rolling
Brian
Stones. They got Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say Hendrix.
No, you just said he was...
No, Eric Clapton.
Yeah, Jimmy Page was good.
Jimmy Page, Keith Richards,
fuck
Jeff
Keith
Beck,
Richards. B.B. King was a stud.
B.B. King, Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry was way ahead of his time. And Eddie Van Halen. I'm gonna put
Dwayne Allman.
I'm gonna put Eddie first, and I'm gonna put fucking Jimi Hendrix second. Stevie Ray Vaughan was good.
I'm going Hendrix all the way.
And there's a lot of those old blues guitarists that were really good.
Les Paul, Neil Young. Where the fuck is Prince at? Who the fuck put this list together? And where's Prince?
Chet Atkins, Buddy Guy. He was supposed to be really good.
Santana.
Angus Young. There he is.
Fuck. Prince is way down here. He did not do well. He must have pissed somebody off in the Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones magazine.
Hell of a musician, though.
Prince at 33. Who
behind Billy Gibbons?
Fuck
there you
put
go.
this list together? That is terrible.
That
is awful.
Speaking of
that
list,
is Bush League.
Did you listen to the podcast today on the fantasy football and the quarterbacks?
No.
Made some sense.
I did.
On the 6 points and the 4 points?
I didn't hear that much.
On a 6-point list, Patrick Mahomes is way ahead of everybody. Mm-hmm. But on a 4-point quarterback for a touchdown list, he's not.
Because of rushing yards?
Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are ahead of him. But you know who's right there on him? Kyler Murray.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, Eddie Van Halen, Eric Clapton. People forget about Eric Clapton. He's pretty
Slash,
solid.
I told him earlier he was really good.
Was Slash on that other list from the Rolling Stones?
Way, way down there.
Was he?
Yeah, way down there. I'm not a fan of...
There's Prince. He cracked the... Well, he's 12.
I was never a big fan of Eric Clapton's.
Why?
I just not big. I just didn't like him that much. I mean, he was all right. He's just not somebody I was real. I hated the Stones. That's probably my least favorite band of all time is the Rolling Stones, who some people will say is the greatest band of all times.
Yeah, they never really tickled my pickle.
And Keith Richards, he's like, what, 133?
Yeah, why did you say fuck Keith Richards?
I just don't like the sumbitch.
What did he do to you?
He banged Justin Trudeau's mom.
Okay.
No, I'm not a Rolling Stones fan.
Oh. I didn't know if you had some personal vendetta against
I don't
Keith
even know
Richards.
the guy. I'm not a Rolling Stones fan at all. Never have been.
Well, I say Prince should be higher on all
Than
these
33?
lists. Than 30. Fuck yeah, than 33. That was amateur hour.
Why do you think that?
Because he did a really good job on Creep.
So one song, Creep.
Yeah,
Purple,
I know,
what do you think is the best song that Prince ever did?
Prince, Little Red Corvette, about a whore.
Well, I understand what it was about.
You knew that?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was going to educate you on something.
No. I think the best song Prince ever did was Let's Go Crazy or Purple Rain.
Now, do you think Michael Jackson was a better entertainer, and that's why he sold so many albums? I don't think Michael Jackson's music is much better than Prince's.
Michael Jackson's probably the greatest of all time, better than maybe Elvis Presley.
But why?
Or the Beatles.
Just because he's a straight entertainer?
Look, he was a stud.
Just because he's a straight entertainer.
Man, he had great music, and
Really?
Yeah, he didn't write his music, but his album Thriller that come out in 1984 is probably the greatest album of all time.
I don't see it.
And there's people who are going to be like, oh, whatever, you know. But he was. I mean, fucking every song went to the top 5 or top 1.
I just don't see it, though.
Oh, he was good.
And
He was a freak, but he was damn good music.
Is that me or you?
Hold
the
on.
Thriller album.
Hello?
Did you get my text?
No. Yeah, I'm on podcast.
Let's see where his songs are. Singles.
Where his songs are where?
On the Thriller album. You said it's the greatest album of all time.
It probably is the greatest album
No,
of all time.
I think it is, because I was looking at it ahead of time. PYT.
Yep, Pretty Young Thing.
Human Nature.
Yep.
Want to be starting something.
Yep, Mama Sama Bopplesome.
What?
That's some fucking, I don't even know what they say in that. Mama said be something starting something or some shit. Who knows?
The Girl Is Mine.
Yeah. And Thriller.
See, none of these really do it for me.
That's because you weren't fucking alive yet.
Right, but I'm alive now.
Yeah, but you weren't alive then.
But okay, so you're getting the correct perspective on things because you were tainted by the time. I'm looking at it with a fresh set of unbiased eyes, and I'm saying that Prince has better songs than any of that garbage. I'll put 1999 up against This Girl of Mine any fucking day of the week.
Okay, well, why don't you go to one of the other songs on Prince's album that wasn't very good?
Want to be starting something. I'll put 1999 up against that. I'll put Little Red Corvette up against PYT. I'll put Raspberry Beret up against Human Nature.
Okay.
I can go on and on, Jeff.
You can't-
I'm a fucking Prince fanatic now.
How many albums of the Thriller were sold? And how many of Purple Rain?
That's what I'm saying, Jeff.
But well, hold
He
on
was
now. You're talking about two
underrated.
different albums.
Huh?
You don't even know that.
I have no clue.
Yeah, because
I'm
all them
talking
songs.
out-
Yeah, you're
I'm
just
talking out of my ass.
You're grabbing Prince songs here and there.
That's
You're
exactly
that was
what I'm
one
doing.
album.
But that's what I'm saying. They're saying this is the greatest album ever recorded. I don't know of half of those songs.
That's because you're young. Do you know half the Beatles songs? You gonna say they're trash too?
They don't really suit my fancy.
The Beatles' White Album or one of them. I don't know. I'm not a Beatles fan really, but they had some great albums. But no, hold on. Go down and look and see where they were on the charts.
I'm gonna look. I'm trying to find it, and I'm having a tough time seeing because of that fucking light again. Singles.
It was
charts.
right there where you were at. It said chart.
Says chart position.
Go on down 3 stop. No, there you go.
Yeah. What does WOC mean? Peak position? Don't matter. What is this stuff? Santa Claus is coming to town. That's not what we're looking for.
Full official chart history. You hit on it. Go down to it, and
This
then
one?
then you can just scroll down. Yeah, did fucking Prince ever have a fucking Santa Claus deal that was fucking a top album?
Look at that though. That's who you're putting that's who you're rooting for right there.
Have you seen Prince?
That's what way ahead, way better looking than that.
They're both worm shit now, so it really don't matter.
What killed Prince?
Drugs.
Heart attack?
No, he was on.
Fuck, it's not gonna let me look at it.
What kind of dope was he on? I think they both died the same shit. Ketamine or some shit.
They're gonna fucking take my shit now. Weeks at number 1. Got to Be There.
That was in 1972. Keep going down.
Well, good for him.
Go down to 80s. Keep going. Okay, Billie Jean.
Billie Jean.
1.
Beat It.
3. Want to be starting something. 8. Happy. 52. Say.
Never
Go
heard
to
of Happy. Never heard of
Thriller,
Say.
10.
I've heard of that.
PYT 11.
I Just Can't Stop Loving You. Number 1. Man in the Mirror.
That's
number
different
2.
albums.
I understand those are different albums.
But you go up to where it was a Thriller album, and you see all them fucking songs he had that were there.
Thriller only got to number 10. That's insane. That's a typo. Is it not?
I don't know.
Who are we getting this from? No, it says peak performance right there.
I'm sure it is, but nobody. That was the greatest album of all time, probably in sales wise.
I think you're right. I'm not debating you there, but I think that y'all were blinded by the MTV shit.
I was not a fucking big, huge Michael Jackson fan. I just said he was damn good. I was telling you about how good I liked Eddie Van Halen, but Michael Jackson was a fucking stud. He was a fucking weird fucker, but he was a great musician. Prince was a weird fucker.
There we go. We'll figure this out right now. I think
This is
Thriller.
probably going to be smelled like fucking Bruce Dickinson.
No,
and
Thriller
Iron
right
Maiden.
there. Number 1. Back in
Black
Black,
by
number 2.
AC/DC.
Meatloaf.
That was a big ass album.
Bad Out of Hell, Pink Floyd. See, I think this is what my generation
Just
is.
go to the list of best-selling albums.
I think this is what my generation is missing.
Music.
Yeah, well, it's just so different now.
I agree. I couldn't even tell you a new band today.
Well, it's not that like.
Y'all don't listen to radio like we used to.
Well, and we don't listen to whole albums either.
Well, people didn't listen to whole albums as much. You did because you had to buy a CD. So
Right.
yes, you did. But when we got in a car, we turned on the fucking radio and you either listened to country music or you listened to rock and roll, R&B, whatever the hell it is. So you heard these songs and new hits would come out and stuff. You guys don't have that. I
Right.
can't tell you when in 1980. If you were 53 years old, you knew musicians on the radio because that's what you listened to.
Right.
Today, I can't even tell you a new song coming out.
I agree.
I don't know what you guys listen to that I don't listen to. I don't have a clue. Matter of fact, Logan Pyatt, I'm gonna make fun of his fanboy ass real quick. Wanted to send some fucking shit. We're gonna fuck with him big time about this. We got a story on Logan, but anyways, Logan and his wife are going to Montana to see a country music concert. Mm-hmm. This weekend, and he was telling me the name of who's going to be there. Dwight Yoakam. He goes, have you heard of Dwight Yoakam? Well, fuck yeah, I grew up in the 80s. I knew who Dwight Yoakam is. Guitars, Cadillacs, hillbilly music. I don't consider him as a big star, though.
Right.
The other people I never even heard of that were at this place.
Dwight Yoakam, he had some good songs.
He did. I liked him. Still do. But these other people that are playing, I never even heard of them. And they may be big stars. I don't know who any country music singers are, or I damn sure couldn't tell you any rock and roll groups. Are there even group rock music anymore, really?
I don't think so. Not right now. There's kind of like a punk rock type scene
grunge
right now.
shit.
Nah, it's not even grunge. It's more. It's kind of. It's hard to explain, but anyway, here's the list. Michael Jackson Thriller, 47.3 million copies. AC/DC Back in Black, 29.6. That tells you right there.
I'm surprised that Iron Maiden's not on here.
And then Meatloaf, Pink Floyd, Whitney Houston, Eagles, the Bee Gees, Fleetwood Mac, and Shania Twain. That's what's sad. In my time, the 2 greatest selling albums are Shania Twain and Whitney Houston.
Well, Whitney Houston, that was a big-time album. It was a big-time movie, though.
But if you want to kill some fucking geese, and I'm serious, Jeff. This is my moment. This is my moment. If you want to kill some fucking geese and you got to pull a rabbit out of your hat, if you'll turn on that fucking Shania Twain album, you got to get it in CD. It does not work if you just play it over your iPhone. But if you want to kill
Who's
birds,
got a CD player in their car even?
When things get tough, Jeff, I have to find my CD carrying case. I've still got it.
Which song do you listen to of hers?
Fuck.
The Boots Under the Bed?
No, fuck no. That was the album afterwards. It's the one where she that don't impress me much. That song will kill fucking geese. You put that over there, or let's go, girls. You're in the money.
Let me tell you, every one of them
in the fucking money.
Every one of them albums was in my youth, except for the 1990s. I wasn't a kid then no more. But I listened. I'm trying to think which one.
Were you an album listener?
No, not really. Out of all them things, I've probably listened to AC/DC more than I have any of them. Saturday Night Fever was a good one too, though.
Which one? Who did that one?
Bee Gees.
Oh, the Bee Gees. Never heard it.
You know, it's if you look at that and then you go the biggest soundtracks ever. Well, here's the next one: is Grease. Fucking John Travolta's all over that shit.
I heard a really Quentin Tarantino was on Joe Rogan. That was a really good interview. He resurrected John Travolta's career by putting him in Pulp Fiction. Hollywood was done with him.
Could be.
John Travolta could not get a job in Hollywood. He was on all these like straight DVD, VHS type movies, and he resurrected his career.
Was that before or after he did the movie with?
Come on in, Ron.
With Kirstie Alley, where he was the baby.
It was after, but like that was the biggest thing he had.
Up until then,
that kind of fucked him because they're like, doesn't he do like the talking baby?
What
movie?
about Straight Arrow?
Never heard of it.
Or whatever. He was in a movie. Him and Howie Long were in a movie together, and they were stealing
I don't know.
They stole a plane, or I can't remember. I thought it was Straight Arrow was the name of it. I guess it's not. mean, okay, look at Michael Jackson. He's number 15 also.
Bad.
No, he's 13 and 15 on albums. 1, 13, and 15.
Where was his other one?
Right below it, 2 more dangerous.
Dangerous.
But do you see anybody else that's even has 2 on that list? The Eagles.
I bet Madonna's going to be on here twice.
Well, so far she's not.
Well, she'll be in this. Well, there's the Beatles, but
The
it's
Beatles
further
are
down.
there, but
Pink Floyd.
But 3 of the top 15 are Michael Jackson albums.
And there's a close second right here.
Who?
Adele, Hello, That'll Kill Birds also. Alanis Morissette. That was another good album. Jagged Little Pill.
What's the song she has that was
Hands in My Pocket?
the one that's in the movie of Angels or some shit?
Alanis Morissette?
Yeah, she had a big she had a real big hit on that, and I can't remember what was her big hit.
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, on the video, she's on top of a building looking down or some shit. Look at Jagged Little Pill. Just hit on that. I want to see what the singles are on that. You probably go down and just show the damn music.
Well, no, it gives background and all
If you
sorts
just
of-
spin it down, it'll go down.
You ought to know. You.
No, that's not it.
Ought to know.
Going down. They'll have a release of all the singles.
Perfect, Hand in My Pocket. Ironic, Head Over Feet.
I think it's ironic.
Isn't it ironic?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was a good song.
She's the one that killed herself, didn't she?
No, she's still alive. Jeff, don't wish that on Alanis. She did nothing to
Who's
you.
the chick that sing about the dead dogs? The damn PETA commercial. I hate that son of a bitch.
Sarah McLachlan.
Is she dead?
No, I think she's still doing okay.
Well,
Sarah
they had to shoot her for
McLachlan,
making that
maybe.
fucking commercial. That's
It's
the
always
worst
on-
commercial on TV.
It's always on during
Football.
the holidays.
Yeah.
You think it's because like people are in the charitable mood and they're like, you know what, we can
Makes me turn the channel page.
Oh,
Or
it
turns the
does me
channel.
too.
I ain't watching that shit. I can't stand animals being
got that
cruel.
poor fucking dog and
Yeah.
he's just shivering out there.
Yeah.
You
Where's that little
know,
puppy at when he was a
probably
kid?
90% of that shit was filmed in like a third world type country. You ain't getting that shit over here.
Oh, so they filmed it in Detroit.
Oh, I bet. Or Chicago. One of those places. It's
What do you
Prince-
think about Stephen A. Smith?
What did he do?
Well, he come out yesterday and was making fun of the Japanese baseball player because he couldn't be the face of baseball because he doesn't speak good English. Here's a black guy that rips on everybody in the world that's not black, and it's okay he gets free pass. I tell you what, I would chip in some money to watch him and Conor McGregor fight, and Conor McGregor would beat Stephen A. Smith's leg off and then beat him to fucking death with it.
There we go. There's Prince right there, right underneath
Yeah,
Simon and Garfunkel.
About 37th.
He's ahead
Right
of,
ahead of George Michael, that ought to tell you. And Elton John.
ahead of Elton John. Surely Elton.
Look
had
at Britney
one.
Spears, baby, one more time.
That was big.
I'm telling you right now,
I feel bad
if
for her.
something happened to Mom, I would marry Britney.
Can't do it. Her conservatorship won't let you. Oh yeah, there's Elton John. He's up there a little bit higher. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. You think he's the greatest piano player, huh?
I don't know if he's the greatest piano player. He's the greatest piano player singer, probably.
Better
But
than
he's
Billy
not the-
Joel?
I think so, but I don't know if he's the greatest pianist that ever lived. There's a lot of great
Pianist.
Tchaikovsky or whoever the fuck they are.
Beethoven?
I don't know, but he's the best singer. Deal, but Billy Joel's definitely second. I don't even know who would be third. Probably Joe Cocker would probably be third. Joe Cocker was a stud too. Do you know who he is? Even
Yeah, he wrote that one song that was in.
The Letter.
No, it was on the flight with Denzel Washington. I can hear it in my head, but I can't tell you what it's called.
Great musician.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Great musician. Buddy Holly wasn't a guitar. I mean, not a piano player.
Is Buddy Holly even?
Buddy
on
Holly
there?
died too soon. He was damn good.
He's a Lubbock guy.
Yep, him and Waylon Jennings and Mac Davis.
Well,
What's wrong with either one of those two?
Waylon wasn't born in Lubbock.
He's a Lubbock
He's
guy
a
though.
panhandle guy.
Where's he from?
That is a really good
Is
question.
he from
that
Abernathy?
Littlefield?
Or Littlefield maybe, or
I think it's
Brownfield.
Littlefield.
Well,
I
anyways,
think.
he's famous for being around.
Yeah.
One of the
Panhandle
greatest
guy.
Texas musicians ever.
Yeah.
I think personally, Waylon Jennings is a whole lot better than Willie Nelson.
I just don't know what made Michael Jackson.
He was a fucking weirdo. His dad, his family, everything about him.
Like what made that so good.
Well, a lot of things. MTV was just really coming on. He had really good videos.
Was it that music video, the Thriller music video, that put him over the top?
No,
or did he have another weird
he
one?
was big. He was big before Thriller. Thriller was the last album of that, or the last release, I think, on that album. Beat It, Billie Jean, both were big hits. They were just the whole album. It's a good album.
Did you have that tape?
What?
Thriller.
Yeah, everybody did.
I think you were just blinded by love.
I wasn't that big a Michael Jackson fan.
But
He
you
was
had
good.
the album.
Everybody did. You listened to
But that's what I'm saying.
Also had Back in Black.
And I think that's a better album than Thriller.
Okay, I didn't have the Dark Side of the Moon because I've never been a Pink Floyd fan. Meatloaf's Bad Out of Hell was okay. Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard, she was good. The Eagles, I never have owned the Eagles anything, believe it or not. I've
that
never.
Whitney Houston one right there, though, I think that was all for that one song.
We'll click on it and see. She had some big hits before that, though.
And I know that.
And that wasn't even her song.
But I think that's the only reason people bought that shitty album.
You know who got rich off of that?
Kevin Costner.
Willie Nelson.
I Will Always Love You.
I think he wrote that song.
Really?
I think
Written
so.
by Dolly Parton.
Never mind. She may got rich off of it.
Ooh. That is the only reason people bought that shitty-ass album.
I think that song's the only song that's ever went number one 3 times.
From 3 different artists?
Yeah, I think Dolly Parton went number one with it. I think Willie Nelson went number one with it, and Whitney Houston did.
I bet Willie Nelson's version of it is shitty.
He's not. He's a horrible singer, but he's such a good musician.
I mean, I can just kind of hear him singing it. There's a fly bugging me. I don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah, it don't split the song up to what it is, but Dolly Parton.
I think that's all her. I think that's all Whitney.
Okay, well, it was the number one song. Dolly Parton had it number one, and I think Willie Nelson did too. I thought Willie wrote it. I would have lost money on that.
Not the first time, Jeff.
You know who the greatest music writer of all time is?
You've said it before, but I forget.
It's Dean Dillon.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. We can look it up.
Well, I can promise you he is. Nobody else has ever had the number one hits he has as a songwriter.
Look it up.
Who has written the most number one songs?
Send it. Paul McCartney. Ha!
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
You'd have lost that one, too.
I'd like to know how close it is, though, because Dean Dillon, man, he wrote all of George Strait's shit, and George Strait's had 50 number ones.
For some reason, Stevie Wonder's on this fucking thing.
I bet this don't have country music in it, though.
Why would it not? Do you think they're just going to leave out
So
country music?
In the history of Billboard's Hot 100, I don't think country music is under the hit.
Oh.
Is under that.
Well, I mean, what?
Yes.
Stevie Wonder.
It was just 13 when he scored his first number one on the Hot 100. I wonder if it was Duke and I or
For a
King
blind
Duke
guy,
or whatever
he really
it is.
did well for himself.
Yeah, he did.
Still hadn't seen his wife.
Fingertips. Sir Duke.
Janet Jackson. Whitney Houston.
That's singers.
What?
That's not writers.
What are we doing here?
You're on the wrong shit.
Again.
Go down. I want to see who's had the most number ones. It's going to be the Beatles, I'm sure, or Elvis.
Madonna.
She's such a whore.
Did you see her boyfriend's like 27?
Yeah, he's in it for the money.
You think so?
Yeah, you know how them old ladies always say that? Oh, he just ain't her because she's sleeping with him. Well,
The
he's only dating her for
Supremes.
money.
The King of Pop, Michael Jackson, topped the charts 13 times. Rihanna. Well, it's not looking good. Elvis Presley. It's gonna be the Beatles. Mariah Carey, the Beatles.
Yep, 20.
So why? What the hell?
That was songs. That wasn't writers.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go back to here.
Just Dean Dillon. Just write Dean Dillon. I'm curious how many number one hits.
Paul McCartney credited with 32 number ones.
Now, go to the top and put
Diane Warren. She has over 80. Never heard of her.
go and put Dean Dillon, songwriter. Dean Dillon.
Is it Dylan like Dylan or is it Dylan like AJ Dillon?
Dillon. Dean Dillon right there. Songs.
Don't even think about leaving. Songs written by Dean Dillon. That fucking light. We got to find a better spot whenever we do shit like this. He's written for David Allen
He's
Coe,
wrote for everybody.
Brooks and Dunn, No Show Jones, George Strait, 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 and George Strait better be writing fucking Dean Dillon a thank you card.
I think Dean Dillon gets a big check every year, every month from George Strait.
Just imagine if Garth Brooks would have met Dean Dillon all those years ago.
He still wouldn't have been fucking George Strait.
Kenny
Hank Williams
Chesney.
Jr., Kenny Chesney.
King Chesney also better. Leanne Womack, Pam Tillis.
I can't believe they can't list of number one songs he's written.
I'm sure they can. Sammy Kershaw. I remember old Sammy. Vidalia. Toby Keith. Toby Keith better write him a thank you card too, because that's the only that greatest hits. Sammy Kershaw. He sang Vidalia, didn't he?
Yeah. See if you can click on it and see his number one hits and not just this list.
I'm trying to, Jeff. Dean Dillon songs. That's what I was going to go to. But you told me to click on that.
No, you clicked on that again.
How did I click on
I don't know.
it
We need to
again,
get someone work for us that can run the computer and knows what the fuck they're doing.
Songs written by Dean Dillon is what I wanted to click on. Can I click on that?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Let me try it.
Same shit again.
What
You've done
the
3
hell?
times in a row.
Who's got this?
Go to Wikipedia and put Dean Dillon.
Jeff, it ain't that simple.
It is that simple.
It ain't that fucking simple.
Dean Dillon on Wikipedia will have everything you need to know on it.
Well, somebody's not taking the time to do his Wikipedia.
There, right there, Dean
it
Dillon,
is, right
Wikipedia.
there, way down there. We need a better search engine is what we need.
Now,
a better
scan
searcher.
down. Okay, here we go.
Singles. That's what you're wanting, right?
Yep.
I'm Into the Bottle.
I don't know who it is. Just go down till you find number one hits.
Oh. Tennessee Whiskey.
Yeah. You've heard of
That
that
comes
one?
back about every 10 years or so.
The
every
last
20
guy,
years.
the last guy did it best.
Chris
It
Stapleton?
was better than George Jones's or David Allen Coe's.
But, I mean, it comes back all the time.
Yep.
Empty Glass.
Yep. You've heard of that too?
If you're at a bar in Texas, you've heard Empty Glass.
Yeah.
All the fucking drunks start crying.
Down and Out. Easy Come, Easy Go. Famous Last Words of a Fool.
Honk If You Honky Tonk. Only George Strait would fucking sing something like that. What a weirdo. Who the fuck would even honk if you honky tonk?
A guy that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars and the greatest entertainer in Texas. I don't know, entertainer, the greatest country music singer ever.
Be As You Are.
Unwound. Leave Them Boys Alone with Hank. That's a good song too. Fucker is a stud.
What do you write for Toby Keith? Too Far This Time, You Ain't Leaving. I don't know.
Anyways, the greatest songwriter.
Never heard of any of those.
But it's country, so it's not on that list. But what a successful man.
Wonder what his net worth is.
I would bet 50 to 100 million.
Think so?
I guess. I don't have a clue. I don't know what songwriters make no more. They used to make a lot more.
I'm going to say $7 million.
I figured it'd be worth a lot more than that.
This one down here gets worse. $1.2 million.
Well,
Fuck, I'm not far behind him.
nope.
I'm only like
just
a million. I'm just a
something.
million behind him right now.
There you go.
Written all these songs, and I'm only $1 million in net worth behind them. Things are looking up, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about perspective.
I bet he's wrote more country song hits than Willie Nelson has.
Probably. I'm not even going to attempt.
Willie Nelson's wrote some songs for other people, though, that were big hits, too. So is Jerry Reed.
It's just a good thing he's
We've covered a lot of stuff besides waterfowl hunting today.
just a good thing he's found the marijuana. He'd have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah, we saw some Mexican tree ducks here at the pond the other day.
You told me that. Now, you might have seen them again.
No, I haven't.
This was a couple
Have
weeks
you
ago,
seen them
I thought.
again? They're around everywhere around here. I've seen pictures of people have them in their yard with Canada geese and Mexican tree ducks. I was at Lake Arrowhead on, the car story.
The car story.
Yes.
Um,
I'm telling you right now, I have zero use for car salesmen. Zero.
Mm-hmm.
I just went through the process of buying 3 new vehicles in one day to drive home 1 new vehicle.
Well, Jeff, it's 2020 and Biden's in
But anyways,
office.
I drove from Lake Airhead around on the way back, and I saw a bunch of flocks of Canada geese that are there, and a bunch of flocks of Mexican tree ducks are there. That lake is completely full.
Well, yeah.
Water's still going up spillway.
Everything in Texas is going to be full, Jeff. Everything. It's going to be a bumper crop this year.
I hope so. Should have a lot of ducks. Duck season ought to be good in Texas and Oklahoma this year. Just need a little bit of winter.
Also had a fellow message me from Pennsylvania. Said they had a really good hatch up that way. Pennsylvania, Maryland, that type area. And he figures that cicada hatch or whatever that was record breaking.
Was that going to help them a lot with their ducks?
He said he figured it would.
It should. It's an
More
insect.
bugs for these
What is the
little birds to go around and eat.
I feel sorry for the people on the East Coast that hunt.
Why?
They're just fucking seasons are just fucked up in a lot of places.
Oh.
You know, they got the greater, they can shoot the local bird, the geese.
Yeah.
But then when the duck season gets there, they can't hardly hunt like they used to. And I don't know what's really changing everything, but there's been definitely a shift from the East Coast, because when I first got in the hunting business, the big place to go hunting was the Maryland, East Coast of Maryland.
Well,
If you want to go shoot Canada geese, that was where you went.
I don't think they have them there like that anymore. though.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. I feel sorry for those people. They don't have near the numbers.
You know,
they
you
used
were
to have.
acting like it was government.
Huh?
That's how I was taking it. You were acting like it's the government that's fucked up their seasons
I didn't say that.
and
I
screwed
said,
with their dates.
No, the hatch, the birds, the migration, everything is different on the East Coast than it used to be.
Oh, okay.
Just like Southern Louisiana. People in Southern Louisiana having a hard time coping with the fact that they don't grow the rice down there they used to.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of sugar cane. They've got a lot of crawfish places now. They don't have the infrastructure to hold the birds that they used to. Plus, we ain't had no winter. The Texas coast has houses now all over the Katy Prairie. A place that used to hold 3 to 5 million snow geese now is fucking malls and parking lots now.
Mm-hmm.
So those birds had to go somewhere else. It's just a different thing. And and I'm sure the East Coast is the same way. You can't tell me there's that many fucking idiots up there voting for Joe Biden that there's not a population increase in a lot of places.
Right.
And it's had to take away some of the
Absolutely.
the nesting areas or the wintering areas for them. And there's a house built along the ocean. You can't go anywhere in the United States and hardly find a place along the ocean that don't have a house built on it now. I mean, you can't. When I was a kid, we went to Destin, Florida, and it was actually a beach, and there was nothing there. There was trees and
Right.
sand. Fuck, now there's a condo on every square foot of it.
That's got a lot to do with it.
Yeah, and we've changed a lot of stuff. I'm reading a great book right now. I'm gonna get off here in just a minute. People, if you like history and stuff, there's an autobiography about Daniel Boone. There's a great book right now, and I can't think of the guy's name who wrote the damn thing.
I bet it's all made up.
Why would you say that?
Who was the one fucking guy that supposedly took all the Indian scalps? Was that Daniel Boone?
You talking about Liver Eaton Johnson?
Yeah, I think I am.
Okay, that had nothing to do with Daniel Boone.
All his whole fucking shit's made up.
The Revenant was about him.
No, it wasn't.
What was it about?
Revenant was about the guy's name. Wasn't Liver Eaton Johnson?
What was his name then?
Didn't Robert Redford play Liver Eaton Johnson or something like that?
He played Jedediah Johnson.
That's him. His whole story's bullshit. He didn't kill near that many Indians.
How many did he kill?
Wasn't near that.
How many Indians do you think Daniel Boone killed?
I don't know. Whatever
How many
whatever
do you
your
think?
book says, it's wrong.
How many you
Cut
think
it
he
in
killed?
half and then cut that half in about 3/4.
One.
That's it.
Daniel Boone's only claims he only killed one Indian ever in his
And
life.
that's another thing. Doc Holliday, not a good gunfighter at all. Fucking lunger. Nobody took him seriously.
Okay,
The only way he would kill you is if he shanks you in the back.
Jeremiah Johnson, not Jedediah Johnson. Jeremiah Johnson.
Is that who it is?
That's who Robert Redford plays. That's a great movie.
It's all bullshit.
What part of it's bullshit?
Every bit of it. It's all bullshit.
What
He didn't go do all that shit.
Did it say it's based on a true story? Or is it just a movie?
Yeah, it says it's based on a true story.
Where?
Jeff, I've never even seen the movie.
You've never seen Jeremiah Johnson? Your son has.
No, he hasn't.
Bullshit. We watch it at the house about once every 3 or 4 months.
Jeff, that is a gory show, and I
It's
don't know
great.
if
He
a
loves it.
6-year-old should be watching
His
that.
favorite part is when the Indian gets shot in the ass with the bow and arrow. He laughs his butt off every time.
Jeremiah Johnson.
Jeremiah Johnson. I can't believe you ain't seen Jeremiah. It's one of the greatest movies ever. I don't think Jeremiah Johnson Ministries. Jeremiah Johnson fake.
Uh-oh. We're going to get all that.
Why don't you put movie Jeremiah Johnson? It's a great show.
Here we go. I saw a whole fucking article on this, and I wish I could find
But
it now.
what makes you think the article you read is true?
So it is Liver Eating Johnson. It's the same guy.
Does it say that?
Liver Eating Johnson, the story became the ultimate revenge story. The true story behind Jeremiah Johnson. And I'm going to have to fucking skim through this. And
Now,
it's gonna be
hold on.
painful to listen to.
Let me just do it then, since I read a lot faster.
Yeah, you don't
and
have this-
obviously a lot smarter.
You don't have this light in front of you.
Why don't you move the light right over here to the side of you?
Because then it won't work right. Well, there's nowhere to put it right there.
We're fixing to move the TV when dove season gets here.
I know. We're not going to be able to do these fun episodes like this.
Why can't we just move the TV right there?
Where are you going to move it to?
We just move it there and then take it in the office and put it up.
Huh?
Just scroll down.
I'm scrolling down.
Back in the frontier days, it's not uncommon for those to do this.
See, it's just a preamble. Yeah, none of this is true, Jeff. He did indeed exist, so they got that part right. Nobody knows if he ever ate human flesh. In fact, Johnson had quite a bit to do with manipulating his public image. And he may have even...
So he did just like Daniel Boone did. Daniel Boone was his own media guide.
Really?
Daniel Boone was not the... Daniel Boone was broke all the time. He got sued all the time.
Why?
Because he was a terrible businessman.
Why was he getting sued, though?
Because he would owe people fucking money. They'd give him his monies to go on these big rendezvous or whatever. He'd go and he'd go hunt all winter, and then the fucking Indians would steal all his shit from him. He'd come home broke with nothing. Or was he really even hunting out there, just camping out by himself for 3-4 months and spending all their money?
Right. I tell you who else is gonna get fucking sued is you.
Why?
You keep taking people's pictures on Instagram, Jeff.
I don't ever say I took it.
You post it
I never
like
say,
it's yours.
No, I don't. I never say that. I always put this some picture I found or something.
Well, you can't do that, Jeff.
Why? There's no law against that.
It's
If it doesn't have
it's
a copyright image, it's not breaking
it's
the
an
law.
unwritten Instagram rule amongst
There's
hunters.
no such thing as unwritten.
Yes, it is.
It is. I don't ever try to take credit for something I didn't take. I just
I'm
saw a
not
cool
s-
picture and I take it. They should be honored that Jeff Stanfield wants to share their picture.
Because I saw some of the comments.
What was the comment say?
Oh, this is my picture.
Yeah, you took a good picture. You talking about the dog?
Yes,
That's a cool
Jeff.
picture.
It is a cool
that's one of the best
picture, but
pictures
you
I've
don't
ever
need,
seen.
need to be taking people's shit without giving them proper credit.
I didn't even know who took it.
That's part of your problem. Then you shouldn't be posting it.
Why? I just saved the picture. I've got a file. I save all kinds of cool pictures if I see
Well,
them.
listen, if you don't know who posted it, you shouldn't be posting it.
Did the guy say, Mr. Stanfield, she wouldn't use my picture?
Well,
And I just said, is it watermarked?
the crow killer.
I wasn't trying to. First of all, I don't try to take credit. I'm not a photographer. I thought it was a great picture. He should be
it's-
honored that I thought enough of his picture that I shared it.
It's an
Don't you think so,
unwritten
Tony?
rule. You should give them
Yep.
credit. You should.
I
go,
didn't know who it was.
You should go the extra mile.
Actually, somebody sent me that picture.
The revenge quest is,
Tony does fishing pictures the same way.
depending on the source, Johnson killed anywhere between 300 and 1,300 natives. That's a lot. The latter number is one Johnson boasted of personally.
Now you're getting into the politically correct part that they're going to say the Indians weren't fucking didn't start any of this ever and nothing. And I don't know if they did or not, but I promise
I don't think that's what it's saying. I think
just
what
read
it's
one up
saying
there and
is-
it just said that.
What did it say?
It said, go down there, that the Crows, depending on the source, Johnson killed blah, 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 in the movie is
I
also
wasn't
softened a
reading
bit, making the Crow out to be the aggressors. Well, I'm promising you sometime the Crows were the aggressors.
I
If you
wasn't
find this white
reading.
guy shooting your buffaloes and shit, you're going to fucking fight him.
I wanted to know how many he really killed.
Well, you're not
because
gonna
he
know.
says 1,300, and then on the bottom half we got 300.
I'm impressed with 300.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of fucking people to kill.
Um,
Fuck, that's almost as many as Como killed.
for context, there's an absurd tale attributed to Johnson
The Revenant.
in the same way as the Revenant. Hugh Glass was the guy in the Revenant. That's right. Which some of that was probably bullshit too. Probably most of it. Anyway, my whole thing with your fella, whatever you're reading, why did he kill the one Indian?
He only killed one Indian.
But why?
That was the only one they ever killed. A guy tried to shoot him. He got shot. He got shot in the ankle at Boone's, either Boone Station or Boonesboro, at the fort there. He had some tough luck. His wife got knocked up by his brother when he was gone for a year and a half. They thought he was dead, so she slept with his brother and had a kid. Then he come home and found he had a 15-month-old kid, and he'd been gone for 18 months. And he did the math. And
Probably hard.
he had a couple of kids that got killed. I mean, it was a tough life back then. But he was a pioneer, and he was a frontiersman. But he was not a very good businessman. He owed tons of debt. He died penniless. And, of course, like Billy the Kid, he's buried in 3 different places.
Is he really?
Yeah, they said they moved the original body, him and his wife's, to somewhere else, but the body they moved wasn't the one under the rock that he was under, and I don't know.
Dad's buried in several places.
Yeah, Dad is.
Dad is laid to rest in several places.
But it's just part of that stuff that, yeah, these fables and these people, they get built up. It's better than what they are. You really think that Billy the Kid was such a badass that he wouldn't get shot?
No.
I mean,
I think he was kind of like Doc Holliday. I think he was a coward, and he'd get you from behind.
And but
and same as
even great these guys that are these great gunmen from back then. Lifespan wasn't very long if you were going to be in a good shootout every night. I mean, let's be honest.
Everybody's got a fucking puncher's chance.
Yeah, and so, first of all, the guns they used back then weren't very good. The bullets weren't very good, and I don't think that there's any of the westerns portrays this cowboy badass, whether it's Matt Dillon and Gunsmoke to whatever. That was your lifespan was not very good if you were doing that shit.
Right.
And people lived on whiskey back then, so there was a lot of drunks that wanted to prove themselves. So I don't know, but anyways, Daniel Boone is a really good story. I really enjoy it, and I enjoy that kind of stuff. I've never read anything on Liver Eaton Johnson. I'm gonna have to look that up. I may buy me a book on it too. But I do like that movie. I think it's a very interesting movie. It's not Jeremiah Johnson where the Indian gets shot in the ass. It's The Mountain Men with Brian Keith and Charlton Heston.
Never seen that one either.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I'm not a big Western guy.
Those aren't westerns. Those are Indian and Mountain Men movie. And there's a great movie with the guy who played motherfucker. What's the guy's name that always went and would do revenge killing for people? And he was in the Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
Was in a movie about a Canadian. They kill his dog, and he goes on a killing spree, killing these guys. And it's a really good movie too. And Lee Marvin's in it. Lee Marvin plays a Canadian Mountie.
According to this, Jeremiah Johnson embarked on a 12-year vendetta. 300. I think 300 is going to be probably the number, which is impressive, but it's not 1,300, which is what he wants you to believe. Just look at that motherfucker.
Those were tough guys. He smelled. Oof.
Oh, my
Little
God.
breath had killed a grizzly bear. Did you know James Earl Ray escaped prison in 1977? Do you know who James Earl Ray is?
No idea.
He killed Martin Luther King. And he Big Brushy Prison in Tennessee, or Kentucky, Tennessee. He escaped that in 1977, and they found some vehicles out in the country. Some local farmers and ranchers left guns and the keys in the truck for him to get away on, and he ended up getting caught.
Speaking of getting out of prison, what about Bill Cosby?
What about him?
What do you think of that?
Well, I think he fucking should be locked up for the rest of his life.
You think so?
Well, fuck yeah, he's guilty.
But did you see how they arrested him? This was part of a plea deal that he.
Yeah, and they didn't read him as Mirandizing him right and stuff. The fucking DA ought to be fired over the deal. But
he was a Trump attorney, wasn't he?
Well, that don't mean he shouldn't be fired. The guy fucked up.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they got him to plea on something else, and they used what they got him to plea on in his case, and they shouldn't have done that.
That's it, yeah. Can't do that.
He's guilty as fuck.
But that was under a different district attorney, wasn't it?
I don't know, but I know that's the basis
He made
of the whole
deal, from what I've read, he made the deal under one district attorney, took the plea deal, didn't do any prison time, admitted that he had done all this stuff. A new district attorney came in and said, whoa, let's arrest him on this.
I don't know all that. I just know that
that's illegal.
Can't
do that.
When he done the plea deal, whatever he did, it was not going to be used it was supposed to be in a civil case only and not a criminal case, and they used it in a criminal case and not a civil case.
So he should be set free.
I'm not saying that technically he shouldn't be out of prison. I'm saying morally, no, his ass should be locked fucking up.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the letter of the law.
You asked me what I thought. You didn't say, do you think this is legal or illegal? You said, what do you think?
Do you think justice was served that he was let go?
No.
Really?
Not justice served.
So there's no justice for Bill Cosby?
If someone shot your family today and they got on a fucking technicality, do you think they should be out of jail?
It's a bad deal. But I'm saying that's the way the justice system works. I didn't set the justice system up.
It's a fucked up system. It's a fucked up system. He's out.
Look, I'm not the district attorney that went to him and said, "Listen, let's make a deal."
Did he get out on white privilege, or is that called rich privilege?
It is called rich privilege.
Yeah.
Or it's not even that. It's just, listen, I hope that if I'm ever
if he wasn't
wrongly,
rich.
if I'm ever put in jail for something.
No. Don't say wrongly. He wasn't wrongly accused of anything.
I didn't say he was
guilty as
wrongly
fuck.
accused, but he was wrongly arrested. He shouldn't have been arrested for that if he had a deal in place where he wasn't going to be arrested for admitting to this stuff.
He admitted to it in a civil case, supposedly. I think that's right. I read just a bit. I haven't paid no attention. I don't really give two fucks.
He's going to go back on tour.
What's funny is he's not blind and crippled no more. Motherfuckers
Motherfuckers
are
getting around
covered.
great.
You need if you're crippled up and can't walk and you're blind, go to fucking prison. For some reason you get your eyesight back.
They did. You see those videos of him like walking to court and like he's holding everybody's hands and his eyes are all blue and shit. I think he's got color back in his eyes now too. Couldn't walk, couldn't see.
He's not
amazing how getting out of prison.
He's not going on tour.
He says he wants to start
there ain't
comedy
nobody
again.
in a fucking. I'm gonna tell you what. You talk about someone that'll end up getting shot or something. He has no business doing that shit. His ass would be smart. Don't be like fucking OJ and be an expert on fucking legal matters. Bill Cosby should go buy him a place on Mackinac Island or somewhere there's not a lot of people, and disappear and just live life.
I wouldn't go to Mackinac Island.
No, but go.
I'd stay where you are.
Go somewhere where people like you, because the general public, people aren't gonna like him at all.
Do you feel duped? He was America's dad when you were a kid.
No, I don't give two shits. I actually knew him before he was America's kid. When he was in a movie about an ambulance. God dang, what's the name of that fucking movie? It's funny. It's in San Francisco, and he beats a guy up for sleeping with this girl passed out in the back of just drugged up in the back of an ambulance because he was the good guy. And
he was writing it.
God, they had some lady with big,
it was a biopic, is what it ended up being.
Some chick with big tits on there, and I can't remember her name. Like Hooters McGraw or something.
What's funny is that he went after Eddie Murphy because Eddie Murphy's stand-up was too raunchy.
Yeah, and
listen, you don't need to be saying this.
Yeah, here I am.
This is the same guy that's drugging and raping women.
I think he's done. I don't think that there's any market for him. I like a black comedian. I never considered Bill Cosby a black comedian.
Why? Just because he was too
was
straight?
boring and white.
Yeah, no, I like that one. The one that he did.
What?
I watched it in junior high. I can't remember what it was.
I just never was. I never thought Bill Cosby was that. I mean, he was funny, but he just wasn't my type of. I liked Eddie Murphy a whole lot more. I liked Red Fox a whole lot more, and I liked Richard Pryor a whole lot more. A black comedian has something that no one else has.
Oh yeah, they
can say whatever the fuck they want to. They can use the N-word. They can use anything they want to, and it's politically correct. And that's what makes comedy good. Comedy's not good to see some politically correct son of a bitch.
I don't know that I don't think Eddie Murphy likes the stuff. God damn, I dropped that band.
Jimmy Kimmel was more fun when he was on the Man Show than he is on anything else.
Doing blackface?
Just when he was not politically correct. He was funny. People need to learn to laugh at themselves.
But I think Eddie Murphy said that he looks back at some of the stuff he did in the 80s and he cringes.
Well, he's probably politically correct now and doesn't want to make the liberals mad at him in California. But you know what? Eddie Murphy ain't had a fucking hit movie since then either. Because the public don't want to see Eddie Murphy's. Like, Coming to America 2 was dumb as shit.
I didn't even watch
it. It was dumb. The best part of it was the old people they brung from the first one back to kind of play their parts.
Yeah.
But the old black guys in the barber shop, that's what old black guys are like in a barber shop. They're funny as hell. They talk about everything. They make fun of people. That's what you want to see. You don't want politically correct shit. Beverly Hills Cop was funny because Eddie Murphy was Eddie Murphy. Well, when he was Professor whatever it was, or the veterinarian, Dr. Doolittle and shit, he wasn't funny.
I thought the Nutty Professor was funny.
The first one was funny.
I liked the second one too.
When she was stepping on her titties and she talks
when they're all farting and stuff.
Mike Wallace, he makes me moist.
Yeah,
that was some funny shit. But they got away from that crap. You know, people relate to real shit, and you go back and watch Sanford and Son. Red Fox is great.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fucking funny. Lamont and him, and they make fun of everybody. That was good shit.
Didn't Lamont like die of AIDS in real life or some shit like that?
I don't know. I think he had drug problems and stuff.
Maybe it was drugs.
But that was a funny ass show. It was. They touched on everything. They made fun of black people, white people. Made a shitload of fucking fun of Puerto Ricans. But they were funny, and that's what made good comedy. How did Lamont die?
I don't even know what his son. I don't even know what the guy's name
Lamont
is.
Sanford. It's not Lamont Bentley. You need to look up Lamont Sanford.
Well, I know that.
You just put Lamont like they fucking know it's Lamont.
Uh-huh.
They don't know what fucking.
Well, they should, Jeff.
There's probably been some famous Lamonts.
You think so?
Yeah.
Fuck. That's a terrible name.
Desmond Wilson. Demon Wilson or Demond Wilson.
Say right there how he died.
Oh, is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead. Fuck yeah, he's dead, Jeff.
When did he die?
I think he's dead.
Yeah, he did. He's over here in 2000 and something. It says on the right. 2005 he died. If you're going down, it'll be 2005. Six fucking kids. That'll kill your ass. Personal life has been married to the former model. They have 6
Maybe
children.
he did. Maybe he was just a good guy.
Well, I don't think he was a good guy. He got all kinds of fucking. I think he had drug problems. Well, never mind. He wrote Christian books, so he come back and.
Well, shit, and here I am saying he died of AIDS.
Well, go down a little bit. Well, motherfucker wears me out on that shit.
Well, Jeff, it ain't telling us what we need to know.
Death.
Motherfucker,
That's his son that died at 25.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
His appendix ruptured.
Well, what? That's terrible.
No.
Just terrible.
That's not how he died, though.
Oh. Well, maybe he ended up being a good guy. I could have swore he had a checkered past.
What's his net worth there? I bet he's fucking broke.
That's ugly.
Go up, go down. Actor Damon Wilson, age, net worth, children, death. Go down to the fourth one and just click on
it. Type it in, Jeff, instead of clicking on something and having to look at it.
$1.5 million.
I'm only $1 million behind Damon Wilson. I bet he didn't get paid much though.
Shit,
What do you want to
had a
bet
lot
he
of
got
money.
paid? I bet he got paid $5,000 an episode.
That was a lot of money in
I'm
1972.
not saying it wasn't. I'm saying that's what I think it is, Jeff.
I bet he was making $500,000 a year.
Salary per episode. Do you see anything? It might not even been public knowledge back then.
You don't.
15 facts.
$25,000 an episode.
No.
Bullshit. I'm sitting there looking at
That
it.
doesn't say it was him.
Click on that deal.
I'll click on it, but that doesn't say it was Damon Wilson.
Well, who else are they gonna pay?
Fred?
Based on the British series Steptoe and Son, which was a.
He didn't think it would last very long. What a good show, though. What? It was on CBS?
Yeah, keep going down.
I'm trying to go down. I'm going down as fast as I can. The heavy shoes transformed him. Richard Pryor wrote an episode. 2 episodes.
Okay, right there.
What?
Fox appeared to a studio flaunting a pearl handle revolver and had already received a salary bump to 25.
Up from his initial 6. So you're telling me if Red Fox is making...
No, Red Fox was making 12. Red Fox got $10 million.
I've got a light in front of me. Where does it say that?
It says Tandem Productions sued Fox and Wilson, who had joined Fox at the start of season 4 out of Solidarity for $10 million, claiming breach of contracts.
Now, I think Red Fox died broke.
Yeah, they had to bail him out. He owed the IRS a bunch of money.
I couldn't find anything. But anyway, if it was up from 6, and I'm betting my initial bet of $5,000 an episode was not far off.
All right, we've had enough dead air on the show today. We've got who we got on the rest of the week?
We have Duncan McLeod from Split Reed, and then we have Alex Lanebell from Gundog Outdoors.
And then next
Hold on. You got to tell us what's the giveaway.
We haven't done the particulars, me and you, yet.
Oh, okay.
We're giving away a 4-man, 2-day goose hunt, a case of Boss shot shells, a Pacific goose and duck call, 2 dozen Canada V2s. Fanboy Logan Pyatt's going to give something. What did I say wrong? The dive bomb decoys. 2 dozen Silhouette V2s, right?
I don't know. I wasn't.
Yes.
Okay.
That's your preview of that now. Alex Langbell's giving away a paramedic kit and some dummies.
Either way, it's going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one. We're going to try to include most of our sponsors we can that do stuff like that.
We'll announce particulars towards the end of the week
Yeah.
on what we're going to do. So when are you thinking, like, what do you want to...
We're going to do that hunt for the Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
I understand. When are you wanting to, like, give it away? August, September?
I think...
run it until August?
Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
September 1st.
Then,
Or September 4th or whatever that Monday is. The day after our football draft.
All right. Then we'll probably make it live. couple weeks, first part of August.
You're going to have to do something on Instagram. You're going to have to do something on
you're going to be jumping through
iTunes
hoops.
reviews. And we'll go from there on.
Either way, keep your eyes peeled because we got one more big giveaway to do.
Yep. And don't forget to check out our new sponsor,
Shin Gear Waders. They are available for pre-order right now. And listen, it is the time of year. Hunting season is just right around the corner. So we've got a lot of sponsors with a lot of great stuff. There is no reason that you should be needing to buy something and have to look very far. I mean, we've got Dive Bomb with silhouettes, Lucky Duck with spinners and blinds, Pacific Calls with goose calls, duck calls, best duck call I've got. Gundog Outdoors, they've got all your gun dog needs. So, I mean,
if you need your lake surveyed,
the list goes,
eyesight drones, you can
the
do
list
anything.
goes on and on and on. So, check out some of these sponsors because they're what keep this podcast free.
And if you need coffee in the morning, Dirty Duck.
Anything else, Jeff?
That's it.
Prince for life, baby. Check out all of our great sponsors. Check out Pacific Calls, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shells, Dirty Duck Coffee, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Duck Club, Gundog Outdoors, Shin Gear Waders, Goose Creek Retrievers, Bangtail Whiskey, Eyesight Drone Service, and Stanfield Hunting Outfitters.